You know, in a world that's always chasing the next new thing, it's easy to feel a little lost. But what if the most profound guidance for living a truly meaningful life isn't new at all? What if it's timeless wisdom, just waiting for us? Today, we're diving into 10 powerful lessons for life, drawn straight from the heart of Islam, that can bring so much clarity to our modern world. So let's begin in the best way. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's such a beautiful greeting, isn't it? It means, may the peace, the mercy, and the blessings of God be upon you. And that really brings us to this big question. In our crazy, fast-paced lives, it feels like we're constantly searching for answers. But what if those answers have been right there all along? That's exactly what we're going to explore together. All right, so we're going to start with the absolute bedrock of it all. Belief, character, and gratitude. These aren't just abstract ideas, They're the lens through which a believer sees the entire world, and they shape everything. Our very first lesson comes from a moment that is just epic. Try to picture this scene. The great flood is starting, the waters are rising, and Prophet Noah, peace be upon him, is calling out to his own son, begging him, "Come on, get on the ark with us, find safety." But his son's reply? It's just heartbreaking. He answers with pure arrogance. He completely rejects his father's guidance, which was divine guidance, and he puts all his trust in himself, in his own plan, thinking, nah, I'll be fine. I'll just climb that mountain. And in that single moment of defiance, Allah's decree came to pass. A giant wave, bigger than anything imaginable, crashed between them, separating father and son for good. It's this powerful, devastating reminder that no earthly plan, no mountain can stand against the will of God. So what does this tragic story teach us? It reveals a really profound truth about what connects us. Allah teaches us that our truest family bond isn't just about blood. It's about shared faith. It's about righteous actions. Our real family in the sight of our Creator is our spiritual family. And you can see that same level of perfect divine care just by looking at our own development. Think about it. We're born with no teeth, which is perfect for an infant. Then, right when we need them, we get milk teeth. And later, when we need something stronger, we get our permanent teeth. It's an amazing built-in sign of Allah's perfect planning for us at every single stage of life. And this gratitude is something we can practice literally every single day. This is the beautiful dua, the supplication that the Prophet, peace be upon him, taught us to say the moment we wake up. It completely reframes your day, starting it with remembering Allah and recognizing that every morning is like a mini resurrection, a brand new chance from Him. Okay, so we've got this foundation of belief in gratitude. But what does that actually look like day to day? How does it change the way we live? Well, that brings us right into our next section, turning that belief into actual everyday practice. Let's talk about money. It's a huge part of our lives, right? Well, the Quran is incredibly clear here. Fair and just transactions, absolutely commanded. But consuming interest, or what's known as riba, completely forbidden. It's not a suggestion. It's a direct command, and one of the major sins that a believer has to steer clear of. Now let's switch gears from money to our words. And I want you to really think about this for a second. When someone makes a false accusation, who do you think is carrying the real heavy burden of that sin? Well, the Quran gives us the answer, and it is powerful. The one who does something wrong and then points the finger at an innocent person has actually burdened themselves with two terrible things, a great slander and a clear, undeniable sin. It's a huge warning about being truthful. Now, on the flip side, just as bad actions have heavy consequences, actions done with pure intentions, wow, they have the most incredible rewards. Get this. On the Day of Judgment, a day when there's no other shade, one of the groups that gets the ultimate honor, being shaded by God's own throne, will be two people who loved each other only for His sake. That's it. Their bond was purely for the love of Allah. So, all these daily actions, these choices we make, they aren't just random. They're all pieces of a much bigger journey. And to navigate that journey well, we've got to keep our eyes on the bigger picture, on our ultimate goals. And this verse, man, this is such a critical reminder for every single one of us. Our wealth, our kids, they are incredible blessings, no doubt. But they are also tests. Allah warns us, don't let them distract you from what really matters, remembering me. because the verse ends by saying that the ones who let that happen, they are the real losers.
So what is the goal? What are we all working towards? Well, the Prophet, peace be upon him, gave us these beautiful little sneak peeks of Jannah, of paradise, to keep us motivated. He described rivers of the purest water, rivers of milk that never ever spoils, rivers of clear, pure honey, and even a special wine that's just refreshing and doesn't intoxicate. It's a reward that's truly beyond anything we can imagine.
Okay, so how do we get there? The Prophet gave us this perfect, practical roadmap. He taught us that being the best worshiper isn't just about rituals. It's about having the strength to stay away from what's forbidden. He said true richness isn't in your bank account. It's in your heart being content with what Allah has given you. That complete faith shows itself in being kind to your neighbors, and the essence of being a true Muslim, to want for others all the good things you want for yourself. He even gives us this final piece of advice. Don't laugh too much, because it can harden the heart and make you forget your purpose. We have covered some absolutely incredible gems of wisdom. But it's not just about listening, right? The real question is, for you, which one of these hit home for you? Which one are you going to take and really try to bring into your life starting right now, today? And I'll just end with this prayer for me and for you and for all of us. May Allah grant us His infinite mercy and may He unite us all in Jannah. Ameen. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.